Well, they say dog is a man's best friend. But what if this best friend turns back to bite? Not once, but so often that the entire neighborhood lives under a fear, constant fear, and it becomes a nightmare for the people to step out of their own houses. Now, today we are going to talk about a growing crisis in India, the human conflict with the stray dogs, which is constantly increasing. Now, before you scroll up and pick or choose sides, hear out all the voices from the victims who've lost their loved ones due to a dog bite, from the dog lovers who are contesting and fighting for the animal rights. But we are also going to look at the solutions, the root causes, and also understand the science and law behind all of this fiasco. On one side, fear, injuries, and trauma. On the other, compassion, animal rights, and the reality that dogs do have needs. And somewhere in between, our policies, our enforcement, and our mistakes. My colleague Shantanu went on ground to see what's happening. Outside a residential colony in Delhi, a security guard told him this.
जो आप जो पहरेदारी करने जाते हैं जो स्ट्रे डॉग्स जो कुत्ते हैं वो आपको किस तरह से
ये भूखते हैं लेकिन डंडा रहता है तो साइड हो जाता है।
बाकी यहाँ पे जब रात में भी लोग जो लेट नाइट आते हैं उनके ऊपर ही भूखते हैं।
हाँ हाँ सब पे भूखते हैं। कुत्ते दौड़ लगाते हैं भूखते हैं, इसको कंट्रोल करता हूँ अपना हिसाब से।
कुछ करना चाहिए, कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए क्योंकि हम लोग काफ़ी टाइम से पूरे ब्लॉक में सब लोग परेशान हैं। हमारी बिल्डिंग में भी एक कुत्ता हफ्ते 10 दिन से आके रह रहा है, किसी का पेट है, किसने पट्टा बांधा हुआ है, लेकिन वो क्या है जो भी बच्चे वहाँ के उनको काटना चालू कर दिया उसने, उसको भगा रहे हैं, भाग नहीं रहा, वहाँ पर काफ़ी दिन से वहीं बैठा हुआ है और बच्चों को काट भी रहा है।
कोई सेफ्टी उनके लिए कुछ होता नहीं। हम लोग कंप्लेन भी किए, उसके बाद कोई कार्रवाई नहीं हुई और अभी भी मेरे घर में बैठा हुआ है और उसको अगर थोड़ा बहुत हटाते हैं फिर आग बढ़ जाता है, भौंकने लगता है।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसका ऊपर आदेश दिया है तो इसका मतलब ये बहुत सीरियस मैटर है क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट तभी करती है जब बहुत ही आपे से बाहर हो जाए चीज़ें।
इसमें तो मैं ये कहता हूँ कि गवर्नमेंट का सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, ऐसी
शेल्टर्स हम कम ही हैं तो इतने सारे
गवर्नमेंट इससे ज़्यादा जो है बंदरों का जो है इसका निवारण होना चाहिए।
बंदरों का किस्सा क्या है?
यहाँ हजारों लीटर पानी बहता है, जब देखो टंकियाँ टूटी रहती हैं और काटते इतने हैं कि यहाँ आप अगर आरएमएल का वो देखोगे डेटा तो उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा बंदरों ने इधर ही काटे होंगे सर।
And it is not just one incident. NCRB data shows thousands of reported dog bite cases every year, and these are just the reported ones.
The solution is unfortunately slow, it is difficult, it requires all of us talking to our MCD cooperators, who most of us don't know the names or addresses or contact details of, and not constantly knocking on some court's doors. The reality is the municipal corporation has failed, and the municipal corporation has failed because each one of us have failed to elect effective leaders at the municipal corporation level.
On the other side, dog lovers are hitting the streets, saying the real problem is us. Poor waste management, lack of sterilization, and cruelty push dogs to behave aggressively.
I have only one word which goes for the relocating of the dogs is death. Once you shift them, they'll die because they run emotionally. They run only emotionally. The stray dog does not know borders, neither he knows politics. He knows only food, code, and kindness and hunger. That's all. Usko aur kuch nahi aata. So my humble request is that if you don't have, there are people who are feeding these stray dogs. Some is feeding 2 dogs, some is feeding 5 dogs, So this is a community job. Who's gonna feed 3 meals a day to 10 lakh dogs? Do the government have that budget? Do they have that infrastructure? They have nothing, no stay, no place to stay. And what about winters? Winters they'll die of cold. Okay, every lane in every colony, we have 70% lovers and 30% haters. So there are more lovers.
Right.
There are more lovers. कोई ना कोई पूरी लेन के अंदर they feed them.
We try to understand the root cause of this entire situation. And the root cause is simple: dog aggression. We try and reach out to an expert and dig deeper. Let's hear out what they have to say.
Most likely, we need to understand the basic rule or the basic nature in which there is a coexistence between human and animals. And since you have seen this, these particular issues are rising continuously in high-rise societies and buildings and urban areas. A dog will bite only in certain cases. One, having some sort of post-traumatic experience with humans. Secondly, in defense. And thirdly, protecting their territories or maybe their loved ones, maybe their own kids, right? So this is the root cause why a dog bite, because they might have gone through a lot of traumatic experiences. Their babies have been placed in sacks and thrown away. They have been killed on road accidents. They have been named. They have been terrified. I don't know how many times in daily life, right? Many of the cases are noticed and witnessed, but many other remain unnoticed and unwitnessed. So this is the most common cause why a dog bite, specifically in urban areas.
We also spoke to legal experts and tried to understand the legal aspects of the Supreme Court's orders and statements and observations.
No, that is absolutely something which cannot be said. And if you see, that's not said in the judgment. These words, forget the rules, was something which the judge remarked orally when it was brought to the judge's attention that there are rules in place, etc. But this does not, you do not see a single mention of these words in the judgment which says, forget the rules and let us do this. Because if not the Supreme Court, the apex court of this country, who is going to uphold the law? If the Supreme Court of this country is not going to go by the laws framed by our own country, then how can we expect any other institution, any government, any citizens to follow the rules and regulations that are framed by either the parliament or the concerned ministry? That is the entire purpose of having a law, so that it is followed, things are done in a legal manner.
Well, let's not forget that dogs aren't just pets or strays. They serve as lifelines to humans in terms of needs.
Now, from sniffing out explosives for the army to stopping drugs at our airport to rescuing survivors from rubble, like just 7 days ago when sniffer dogs helped locate victims after a devastating cloud burst.
But for humans, the needs are simple: safety, accountability, and a system that works.
So how do we really solve this problem? Well, experts have agreed on a few steps. First one, mass sterilization and vaccination drives, and real-time tracking of progress. Waste management to remove open and food sources. Community involvement, trained feeders who follow rules. Clear legal accountability for municipal lapses. Now the solution is a partnership between citizens, animal welfare groups and the civic body. Without that, the problem will only grow.
Now, whether you're scared of dogs or you're feeding them, please keep in mind that it is not us versus them. It is all about compassion and coexistence, but with utmost responsibility. Because these wagging tails should not have the need to turn back and bite. And trust me when I say this, that no human No adult, child, or elderly deserves to live in constant fear. So join this debate and conversation with us. Let us know in the comment section below. Because this bothers you and me more than the Supreme Court of India and the authorities on ground. It is all about how we come to a solution. Let us know in the comment section below on how you, your society, your community, or your neighborhood is dealing with this menace. And we shall find out the solution soon. Thanks for tuning in.